Hey everyone, Lacey with Synergy here. Today we're going to go over how to sync multiple angles within our team logger. So I know a lot of you guys are utilizing team logger during your practices and your inter squads, and you might be setting up 2 to 4 cameras. So with the 2 camera setup, you're generally going to be using center field and high home, and then with the 4, you may be using 2 pitcher angles or 2 hitter angles. You can sync all of those angles up at once, but today I'm going to go over how to do the center field and high home because I know that's generally what the majority of our customers are using. So let's go into the software and take a look at that. All right, so now that we are in the software, we're gonna pretend that we've already completed logging on this game. So usually you would be in progress here. And then now we're going to go to completed. Perfect. From here, I'm gonna go and use the back arrow, and I'm going to import my game film. So when I import, you can change, as I said earlier, you can change to as many angles as you want. Right now, we're just gonna do 2 for center field and the high home. So my first camera angle, I'm gonna change to center field. My second camera angle, I'm going to change to high home. Now I'm gonna add the video files for both, making sure they match up with what I've selected. So I just did Control A here to make sure I selected them all. They're already going to be in line for you, so you won't have to worry about moving them around. And I'm going to do the same thing for high home. And then now, once my videos are all set, I'm just going to click my start button, and they'll both start importing at the same time. So now that that process has started, what I'm going to do is go over to sync in the top right hand corner. And I'm going to go ahead and click that button. And what that's going to do is now pull my videos up. So you can see on the left here, my center field video is already in line. And so what I want to do to get my high home video set up is go to the gray column on the right, high home, and click video display right. Now I can see both of my videos, and what I'm going to do next is get to the same point within the pitcher's motion so that I know both videos are playing at the same time. So to do that, this video starts pretty early on, so I'm just going to use my 5-second toggle keys to make sure I'm getting to the first pitch of the game. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to find a very specific spot in the pitcher's motion that I can lock in on. So for this pitcher, she goes overhead just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is use my frame by frame and just keep clicking until she's right at the top of her motion with the glove. Because now that's an easy thing for me to see. I can also look for that in the high home setting. So I'm going to go over to the right to my high home video. And then same thing, I'm going to try to find that same exact spot in the video. So I'm going to keep clicking over until that pitcher is set in her motion. I'm going to use that same frame by frame reference that I did before. We'll go 5 more seconds. Sometimes these catchers take a long time to get set up. All right, and so now I'm going to press play, and I'm going to get to the same spot as before. So right now she's in her glove. I'm gonna go frame by frame until she's right above her head in that same position, right about there. And so now that I'm happy with where my videos are matching up, I'm going to click Create New Sync Point. So now you can see that our video is matched up. And when I press play, my video is happening at the exact same time. If you're a few frames off, that's okay, but you want to make sure that you're seeing the same action within the video. So I'm going to keep playing for one more pitch just because I know this next one goes into play, so I can make sure that I'm seeing the full setup of what I'd like defensively. So again, the pitcher is going to go into her motion. All right, and this ball's put in play. Now I can see my shortstop make a really nice play. I can see my full view of the field and also see that now my base runner was safe, right? So if you guys are going back and logging this on your own, you're also gonna have a better view to be able to input data and information that's important when it comes to your tags. Okay, so that's how you get that set up. Now my videos are set. The last and final step is going to now be to go to, well, actually, I'm going to click apply. Make sure you save it. Everything's set up. And now I'm going to go to event sync in the left-hand side. And now you're going to see, because I did my tagging in a live game setting where I was basically watching the game as it was going and logging, I'm going to have to now sync my events. So the way we're going to do that, very similar to what we did before when we were finding the very first pitch of the game. I'm going to find that first pitch from my pitcher using that same toggle keys as before. We'll go 5 more seconds. And then once she is about to throw her pitch, I'm going to pause it and then click sync events. So I'm going to pause right here, click sync events, and then now you can see all my events have moved over at once. And I'm going to now be able to view exactly what the pitcher is doing and the information that I input in my Synergy team logger as well. So let's just make sure that these next couple events are lined up. All right, so I click next event. I'm going to press play. Same thing. We know everything's lined up. We have the correct hitter and the correct pitcher information up here. We can see that it was in play and it was a ground ball. So anything that you've input into our software will show up in the right. So this is a really good time to check and make sure you have the right batter's name up, you have the right pitcher. And then if you need to go back and edit any of that information, you can, which I'm going to go over in the next video. But this was how you go through your multi-sync process when you have multiple camera angles. So now you can look at your offensive and pitching video as well as your defensive video at the same time.